Good morning. This is Don the Idea Guy from dontheideaguy.com. It is Thursday, November 10th, and this is episode 43 of Running Through My Mind, the only podcast broadcast from a parking lot. I've pulled into my spot at the office. I have turned on the Spreaker app and hit record and took a sip of today's show sponsor, DripJoy coffee. I've been talking about them for weeks now. If you haven't heard of them, you need to check them out. This morning's blend is Colombian Cheer, and it's a good way to cheer up my commute. That traffic can't touch me if I've got my DripJoy coffee in my hand. So if you want to learn more about DripJoy, you can go to dontheideaguy.com/DripJoy. So this morning I want to talk about an old cliche that I'm sure you are familiar with called fake it till you make it. And if you are a member of my email list at bigyellowsticky.com, where every day I post a quote, sometimes a drawing, something to hopefully inspire and motivate you, you've been seeing my series on November. And the one you would have woken up to this morning was a play on the word November that said FAUXvember. F-A-U-X. Faux, as in a faux finish, as in fake, as in fake it till you make it. And I don't mean it in terms of pretending to be that which you are not. So I don't want anybody faking or pretending to be a brain surgeon before you actually are a brain surgeon, right? But there are plenty of things that you can fake or bolster your courage on before you actually achieve the pinnacle that you're reaching for. And a couple of those things, as it pertains to you, my audience, and your projects, would be confidence is certainly one of them. So I talk to a lot of people, I give a lot of presentations, and a lot of folks afterwards will come up and say, oh, I couldn't do that. I couldn't get up in front of a room full of people. I'd get too nervous. And that's one where everybody who's gotten up in front of a room was nervous the first time. And some people are nervous the second time. And some of the best speakers I know say they're nervous right before every speech. And I felt, bundled up energy before I give a presentation. But to me, that's not fear or insecurity at all. That's just like enthusiasm. Like I'm ready to get in front of this group and share some ideas that might change the way they do business. If you're on a schedule to speak in front of a group, and maybe it's your first or second time and you're a little nervous, first of all, faking it till you're making it doesn't mean faking being prepared. You absolutely need to be prepared, rehearsed. You need to know what messages of value you want to know what value the audience wants out of it, and you want to make sure your message is of value that you're going to deliver to them, so there's not a disconnect between the audience expectation and your presentation. But you can certainly fake courage. I mean, there's a lot of self-talk that you can give yourself to say, it's not fear, it's excitement. And I think a lot of people give more credence to fear than excitement because I think they feel they're supposed to be afraid of public speaking. They're supposed to be afraid of getting up in front of the room. So they think that feeling that they have is fear. And I bet you half the time it's not even fear. I think it probably is just excitement. And you're pumped up. You've got enthusiasm because it evaporates when you're in front of the group, right? Fear, you'd still be afraid when you're in front of the group. But most of you will get in front of a group and it goes away, So that's one area is speaking. You can fake courage. You can bolster your feelings of bravery when you're afraid of doing something. The other is writing. I write a lot of articles. I do a lot of copywriting for clients, but I don't have a journalism degree. I write as I speak, and I write as other people speak and as they hear. It's a casual conversation, and those conversational articles always seem to get better results than some sort of stiffly written news report. There are other resources for getting your news. My humble blog post or business article does not pretend to be something like that. I've got some knowledge I want to share with a group of people looking for that knowledge. But you don't have to wait until you are the perfectly educated grammarian before you post an article, before you put your words out into the world for people to share. So in a sense, that's, faking it till you make it. You can write like you speak. If you're having a problem with that, record it via audio and play it back and just type out what you said. You don't have to have a 6-figure book deal to write a book. You can go write a book tomorrow. You can write it tonight when you go home. This is NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. I'm in the middle of writing a novel. I've never written a fictional novel before. I've written short stories. I've written a book, a business book, but not fiction. But I'm not going to wait until... How can you possibly wait to write a book until you have the experience of writing a book? You just have to dive in and do it. So that's part of faking it till you make it. What else? Sales is another piece. People always think that there's a perfect time to call a prospect. There's never a perfect time to call a prospect. Let me correct that. There is a perfect time. Now's the perfect time to call your prospect. But now's also the perfect time to pick up the phone and call your mom. Now's the perfect time to pick up the phone and call your significant other. Now's the perfect time to pick up the phone and call one of your siblings. When you think of it is when you should do it. Because if you give yourself the chance to plan the perfect time and to prepare yourself accordingly to make sure you have all the important paperwork in front of you before the call, you may never get around to actually making the call, and you get lost in the preparation rather than just doing it. You don't have to have the answer to every question you think they're going to ask. You can just have a conversation with them. They'll ask the questions. If you don't know the answer, say you don't know. Don't fake the answer. Say you don't know, and then set up another time to get back to them with the answers. You don't have to fake being an expert. I think what you have to fake is the bravery to just do what you're talking about doing. I think that's going to be it for today. So that's what I meant by fake it till you make it. Not pretending to be that which you are not, but giving yourself the permission and the courage to take the step towards becoming what you want to become. Today's show has been sponsored by DripJoy Coffee. I've been talking about them for about a month now. If you'd like to learn more about the blends I've enjoyed over the past few weeks, you can visit dontheideaguy.com/DripJoy. If you'd like to follow me online, I'm an easy guy to find. All you have to do is visit your favorite social media page and just search for the username Don the Idea Guy. You can also visit my website at dontheideaguy.com. All my pertinent contact information is there. You are welcome and encouraged to reach out to me via email. I love connecting with you and answering your questions and helping brainstorm solutions to your biggest challenges. I will talk to you tomorrow when it's Friday. We get to close out the week again together. Bye-bye.